This is the most fun I've had with the projector for some time. This compact projector is mounted on a gimbal stand and can be tilted up to 135 degrees, and amazingly, once the image is projected onto a new surface such as the ceiling, the projector will automatically perform instantaneous keystone and autofocus correction so that you can start watching a non-wonky picture without painstaking manual adjustments which would have taken away all the fun. At the base of the gimbal stand is a circular wheel which allows this new JM-Go N1S Ultimate 4K laser projector to be rotated 360 degrees, increasing its placement flexibility. Despite its relatively small size, the JM-Go N1S Ultimate is incredibly bright for a projector, reaching above 300 nits on our 1.0 gain screen. As a result, this was as close as we got to an HDR viewing experience from any DLP-based laser projector, with correct-looking midtones too, thanks to an HDR10 tone curve that tracked the ST2084 PQ standard fairly well by projector standards. Note that this degree of high brightness and accurate PQ EOTF tracking could only be achieved by increasing light brightness to the maximum value of 10, but unfortunately the setting is universal and therefore shared between SDR and HDR modes, which means that you may have to manually dial down light brightness for a more comfortable SDR viewing in a dark room whenever you switch from watching HDR to SDR, and increase light brightness back to max for HDR viewing. Also, with a measured peak brightness not exceeding 400 nits, bright highlight detail would appear blown out in 1000 nit HDR content, let alone in titles graded up to 4000 nits. That said, I've never seen conservatively graded HDR movies look as good as they did on the JM-Go N1S Ultimate compared to other projectors in terms of luminance, depth, and colors. Talking of which, Rec 2020 coverage reached a remarkable 98% in UV terms, courtesy of its triple laser light engine which produced very sharp peaks on a spectral power distribution chart. While this is beneficial for HDR WCG content, unfortunately there's no proper SDR color mapping to Rec 709 color space, so if you use movie mode, which doesn't even let you adjust basic picture settings such as brightness and contrast, then colors would appear obviously overcooked across a variety of SDR programs we watched on the projector. Owners with access to professional meters can switch to the user mode, go into the advanced settings submenu, then click on Color Tuner which lets you adjust the hue, saturation and brightness of 6 primary and secondary colors to improve SDR color saturation tracking, but the outermost color points couldn't be rectified. Therefore, some colors would still seem oversaturated. Blacks were deeper than most other pixel shifting 4K DLP projectors I've tested. Full-on full-off contrast measured 1400 to 1 on our review unit. Like most projectors using a 0.47-inch DLP DMD chip from Texas Instruments, the JM-Go N1S Ultimate did not feature native 24p support, causing slow panning shots in 24 FPS movies to exhibit some mild telecinic judder. Engaging MEMC would smooth out the judder, but unfortunately even the least aggressive setting of low would still introduce noticeable soap opera effect, not to mention interpolation artifacts, so purists may wish to disable MEMC and put up with some judder from time to time instead. For viewers who are based in PAL regions such as the UK, the N1S Ultimate also manifested obvious frame rate conversion judder when displaying 50 Hz broadcast material. Although this could be smoothened out by engaging MEMC, occasionally this would induce some frame skipping following scene changes in 50 Hz content. For watching 3D content, the JM-Go N1S Ultimate successfully resolved full HD 3D resolution, and although various MEMC settings could be selected, no motion interpolation would be applied. Judging from the absence of interpolation artifacts on our own custom-authored test pattern, needless to say, eagle-eyed owners could still spot some telecinic judder when watching 24p films in 3D mode. For playing games, input lag in game mode measured 35 milliseconds at 60 frames per second. However, we discovered that game mode on the JM Go N1S Ultimate exhibited undefeatable edge enhancement which couldn't be turned off, since just like many other picture presets on the projector, most picture adjustments including sharpness control are missing from the user menu. Should you choose to play in user mode, which is the only picture preset that offers a comprehensive array of picture settings, then please be aware that input lag would come in at a very sluggish 142 milliseconds. The internal Dynaudio speakers sounded very decent, outputting sufficient bass and dialogue clarity for day-to-day use. Note that due to how the projector is usually placed closer to you, the acoustic center would come across distant from the screen, which may reduce the cinematic effect however slightly. JM Go does provide an eARC port among its two HDMI sockets, as well as a 3.5mm auxiliary jack for hooking up to an external sound system closer to the screen, though of course you'll have to contend with a long cable running across the floor or ceiling. On a positive note, the N1S Ultimate was whisper quiet during operation in spite of its impressive brightness. JM Go attributed this feat to the company's proprietary microstructure adaptive laser control or MALC 2.0 optical technology, which converts the triple laser light source to brightness in a highly efficient manner with minimal wasted heat energy. Let's sum up. The JM Go N1S Ultimate 4K triple laser projector is a compact, portable projector which is not only super easy to set up thanks to outstanding design and superb auto keystone and focus correction, but also capable of profuse light output for respectable HDR presentation by projector standards, as well as use in a room that's not strictly light controlled. Due to its always wide color gamut even for SDR content, not to mention lack of native 24p support, the JM Go N1S Ultimate won't deliver the last word in picture accuracy, but its brightness, portability, quiet operation, and Google TV with Netflix integration will undoubtedly appeal to buyers looking for a more flexible solution. To watch more of our projector reviews, please click here for our playlist, and I'll see you in the next video.